How priceless is your unfailing love, O God. People take refuge in the shadow of your wing. They feast on the abundance of your house. You give them drink from your river of delights. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Next reading is from the Christian tradition from John chapter 1, first 5 verses. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all humankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Next reading comes from the Quran, from our Islamic brothers and sisters tradition, by which Allah guides those who pursue his pleasure to the ways of peace and brings them out from the darkness into the light by his permission and guides them to the straight path. I also would like to share a prayer from the Hindu tradition. I pray to the dawn, dusk, lamp, whose light is the knowledge principle, supreme Lord, which removes the darkness of ignorance, and by which all can be achieved in life. From the Buddhist tradition, this reading, offering oil lamps is the most powerful offering because their light symbolizes wisdom. Just as a lamp dispels darkness, offering light from an oil lamp represents removing the darkness of ignorance in order to attain Buddha's luminous, clear wisdom. And traditionally, oil lamps are also offered as a dedication to the dead, says Lama Sarkis Rinpoche. Thank you all for coming together this evening to commemorate and honor those who have been more than just a statistic to us all. We come here to name our parents, our wives, our husbands, our siblings, our children, our loved ones, our friends, all dear among us, now gone from us. Yes, of course, we're feeling a number of griefs today. We have suffered so many losses. Each one of these 900 luminaries represents a living, breathing human being. Someone who lived right here among us in Berks County, who has now been taken from us. Each one was connected to others in our community in intricate and beautiful ways I can only imagine. We might feel the world has changed, and it has. We may be waiting to settle into a new normal, and we will, but it doesn't necessarily feel that way yet. And we wish we could know what will eventually happen as we wrestle with the powerful forces of change around us. The loss of normalcy, fears of economic loss, the ongoing loss of connection. It's no surprise that grief has showed up among us tonight. Perhaps it's our hidden self that tells us that something terrible has been happening, something we can't see. It breaks in against our sense of safety, and we yearn to be relieved from this landscape of loss. Novelist Karen Russell provided what I thought was one of the best summations of the pandemic to this point. Speaking to the New York Times regarding how was supposed to be a collaboration with my 4-year-old son, but we had artistic differences and he left to be a Ninja Turtle. My baby daughter pulled the wings off, and now the owl looks the way we all feel. Some days it's harder to face the reality of this pandemic than others. Tragically, we recognize that the hardest thing about the pandemic is the loss of those we have come to commemorate here tonight. No words will fully acknowledge the depth of our individual and communal loss, but we may have faith that by gathering here together, we begin the process of reclaiming life for the living. Let us, whom COVID has passed over, never forget these loved ones. Give them the full recognition they deserve as we together praise our lives and as we strive to appreciate the life we are given. Amen.
Thank you, Tom, for your beautiful words. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Mark Woodland, the chair of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. He would like to share a reflective poem he authored titled "Hundreds of Lights for the Hundreds of Deaths, Hundreds of Survivors, and Hundreds of Heroes of COVID." Dr. Woodland.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. I'm a little shorter than you are, Tom. I'm also, full disclosure, I'm a crier, so if I get a little tearful, just go with it. A year ago, my sister died suddenly from a flu-like illness, and COVID became very real to me. As an OBGYN physician, I knew we needed to mask up, conserve our resources, limit exposure, and protect our providers as we provided care for others. A year later, we have a vaccine and are beginning to move forward as we continue with social precautions. But it is so important to remember and learn from the hundreds of experiences that we've had over this last year. I wrote this in recognition of those experiences. And I would ask that you look at your bulletin because the poem is in there, and you're welcome to join and read along. Good morning. I am your nurse, your facility person, your lab technician, your doctor, your pharmacist, your food service person, your hospital administrator, your spiritual leader. We will take care of you. We are sorry that you cannot come with them, but we will take care of them. There are so many people, but we will be right back. We need supplies and wear your PPE. We need help in this room. They are not going to make it. We need to call their family. We are so sorry. We did everything we could for them. We were there with them when they passed. Pause. Good evening. I am your nurse, your facility person, your lab technician, your doctor, your food service person, your hospital administrator, your spiritual leader. We will take care of you. Repeat. Hundreds of times we repeated. Hundreds of experiences we shared. I can't thank everyone for being here with us tonight to recognize those hundreds of experiences over this last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Woodland. I'd also like to share with everyone that we have Dr. Woodland to thank for tonight's event. It was his suggestion to host an event for our wonderful community and for one another. Before a moment of silence, I'd like to share a few things with you tonight. this past year has been difficult. As healthcare providers, we understand the significant impact COVID-19 has had on our community. Many of us have spent most of the past year away from family and friends, but tonight we get to be together to reflect and to honor those lost to COVID-19. We're surrounded by beautiful luminaria. Each light represents one of the nearly 1,000 Berks County residents lost during the pandemic. For those of you who have suffered a loss, please know that you have my sincere condolences, as well as the condolences of all the team members of our health system. Healthcare teams across the world fought tirelessly and continue to fight tirelessly across the world for all patients to get them home to their families. The team at Reading Hospital was no exception, of course, and I'd like to acknowledge their extraordinary efforts. I know we have many team members in the audience tonight. If you're a Reading Hospital employee, please raise your hand. Thank you. Each day, donned in their personal protective equipment, team members bravely and selflessly rose to the challenge. When the pandemic began, many employees volunteered to be in our designated COVID-19 patient care units. Even with the limited information about the virus and limited treatment options available at the time and limited PPE at the time, many of them told me they wanted to care for those patients. That was their calling and the moment they had spent their entire professional careers training for. But ladies and gentlemen, I remind you, as the pandemic stretched on, it was not easy for our hospital, nor the people working inside. There were days our clinical providers and support staff were stretched thin. They were forced to develop new ways to interact with patients amid changing safety protocols. They coordinated thousands of video calls for patients and families so they could be together to see each other. And they sat at the bedside of your loved ones when you couldn't be there. Please know it was our honor and our privilege to be with your loved ones. Through it all, they worked together, picked each other up when things got hard. They carried on for our patients, their families, and each other. By coming to work each day, our employees are fulfilling their individual promise of advancing health and transforming lives and being healers. Never has that role of healer and their commitment been more evident than during the COVID-19 pandemic. You are all healers. And just like healthcare providers, you, our community, had to make sacrifices as well. You all worked in grocery stores and restaurants so we could be fed. You continued to teach our children in our community through virtual learning, and perhaps most importantly, you stayed home. You washed your hands a lot. You wore masks, and you were anxious to schedule your COVID vaccine appointment when they became available. You did these things and continue to do so because you know it helps prevent the spread of the virus, and you want to keep your family and friends safe. I want to thank you, our local community, for the generosity you demonstrated to our team. A countless number of meals, snacks were delivered, and I assure you they were appreciated and kept our team fueled. You, our generous community, also donated face masks, hand sanitizers, made donations to the Reading Hospital Foundation to secure additional items needed to keep our patients and team members safe. Through those generous donations, we were able to purchase critical PPE items, including more than 14,000 procedure masks, 6,000 N95 masks, 60,000 latex-free gloves, and a UV light disinfecting robot to ensure critical areas were clean and safe. We were able to be successful because of your efforts. On behalf of everyone here at Reading Hospital, we thank you, our community. Elie Wiesel, a distinguished Nobel laureate, once said, "Even in darkness, it is possible to create light and encourage compassion." So together here tonight, we will create light.
Benediction. Are we good with time, or do you need a benediction to stretch it out?
No.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill, if the candles don't work, you can always ask people to turn the flashlights on.
I'll just do it. See if people follow my lead. It's no secret that the past year has presented challenges, but it's also no secret that the past year has brought us together in new and meaningful ways. And now I'd like to lead us in a moment of silence. If everyone can please reflect on their own. Ladies and gentlemen, I close tonight with a reminder of hope. Hope, because even though this pandemic is not over, vaccines continue to be distributed safely in our community and across the country and around the world, and we have new treatments available for those hospitalized. Please, we must continue to wear our masks, wash our hands, and practice social distancing. Thank you. I hope each of you stay to enjoy this beautiful display. At 7:30 this evening, the neighboring churches will ring their bells in honor of those we remember in honor this evening. Thank you for being here. I wish each of you good health. Good night.
We're not forgotten. We'll never live in our hearts. You are forever loved. Yeah.
Thank you for calling every day.
in alphabetical order? Or?
This don't have the names.
Oh, they don't have
the ones in the
names?
front have names.
Okay.
But these don't.
I think there's.
mask?
Just happened to come here, so no, we're leaving.
Sorry for you.
Yeah.
Aquí sí se ve,
Oh, mira, ahí
aquí
sí se ve.
ve.
Can I get in front?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Así sí la toma toda.
Look at that. That's so cool.
Let me see. Ay, qué lindo. Tienes que voltear el teléfono así. Tómamelo. Tómale. Aquí está el teléfono. Voltealo así. Al revés.
Sí. ¿O quiere una? ¿Solo una? ¿O quiere todo? Está tapando la cámara. No, déjala acá, déjala salir. Deja la cámara. Déjala. Sí. ¿Quieres así o más cerquita?
¿O se fue Jonathan?
Ya.
Ay, sí. Ay, sí, mire.
Qué lindo, ¿eh?
Ay, preciosa.
Tiene que hacerse más acá para coger toda la...
Ay, mire esto.
It's a trick I learned on TikTok.
What's what?
You turn your phone upside down.
Yeah.
You turn your phone upside down. Why? Because then you get a picture like this.
Téngame aquí, Ros. Para tomarle. Déjenme la tomar.
If you take it regular,
Sí, usted lo está tapando, Liz. Usted lo está tapando. ¿Pero cómo? Oye.
Oh, that's nice.
oh, that's a nice one.
Let me see.
Because I use like contour lighting and stuff.
Let me see. Let's see. Nice. Esta me quedó mejor. Mira, Esperanza.
Oh, yeah. Pero tapó la... Oh, no.
No, está bien.
That's better.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Esta
I've
está
never
mejor.
heard of that.
You never heard of that? Yeah, something. And if you do the pano, if you do the pano, it's even cooler.
Me sirve para mí.
Here.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Me sirve. De pana, más cerca, me cerca, yo aprendí. Aquí tengo pan. Ahora sí.
Look at that.
Ay, aquí tengo.
Tiene que hacerlo así. Empieza ahí.
¿Le tengo ahí?
Sí. Una vez. Pero una vez que ahora.
Pero no está corriendo.
TikTok is a minute.
¿Por qué no corre? Vamos.
If those lights were off, you'd be able to see everything.
Mira qué lindo.
Mira qué lindo. Ella se queda ahí toda la noche tomando fotos. Ay, para ponerla. Tengo el mío. Quiero poner esta en Instagram, la voy a poner. Voy a poner una en Instagram.
¿Cómo?
Hi there.
Ay. Muy bonita. Ay, casi le tumbo la cámara al teléfono.
Mira tu teléfono.
¿Ah? Oh, fíjate. ¿Qué pasa?
Good. How you doing? Good. How are you?
I went to say hi to you earlier.
I didn't recognize you for a minute there.
Yeah, wait.
Oh my goodness.
Did you want to be Ryan?
No, I'm just waiting for the.
Oh, okay.
Wondering if I can get a car-free shot of the clock tower. Sure.
So I was trying to snap before the bus went through.
Yeah. Maybe we get lucky. Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like my phone's better than my camera.
I say the same thing too. Especially like the new iPhones and even like the new Samsungs. They
That's what this is, the 12 Pro.
yeah. Sometimes I take the same shot with the iPhone.
Yeah.
And you know.
Oh, most of my pictures now are from my iPhone.
Mm-hmm. The bus is not gonna move.
At least there's not like 5 of them. So.
Mhm.
They're getting the. Oh, it's like in there.
Come on, boss, you can do it. It's really the exit, but yes. Whoa. Oh, what I would do that if I got to leave.